Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at the racing on the Vaal Classic, the 26th of January. I'm not sure whether the racing is on or not. I heard there was some rain about, but I'm doing the preview anyway. You'll also have to check the condition of the track. But before I look at today's racing, I just want to quickly touch on yesterday's racing at a Fairview, where we had a reasonably good day. In race 2, we gave you Stage Dance a strong bet. That won at 13 to 10. We also advised you to take the double with Stage Dance and Upper 10, which was 6 to 1. Upper 10 also won, so that double came in at 6 to 1. A nice little profit that you made. In race number 3, our outright selection, not outside the selection, our outright selection was number 3, Superior Noir, which got up to be the favorite Pacific Duke. I did leave a message about the situation where this number 2 was backed into 8 to 10, 9 to 10. And then we also gave you race 4. We gave you number 9, Upper 10. That one at 33 to 10 available at the jump. And then race 5, we did advise number 4, Doubler, but we did say in our preview that number 6, Jagan Moon, would probably be hard to beat, but we were a little bit concerned over the shorter distance, but this horse is all hard. He fights all the way down the line. Doubler eventually finishing third. Then in the next race, we gave you race 6, number 4, our outsider selection, Harlequin Jacket. I think he jumped the 12th one, but on the tote paid 16 Rand for the win. It was one of our outsider selections. Then in race 7, we did give you 1 and 7, and we had 1, 7, and 4 in the pick 6. Then we also caught the pick 6. We for a layout of 108 Rand, you got back a 500 Rand, which is not a bad investment. If you took the field with the scratchings, then you would have corrected a little bit more. As you remember, I always advise to take the field. So that is then that for. So let's kick off with our thing on the Vaal. Well, we kick off with the first race, which is a juvenile maiden plate. Just a juvenile plate. And as you know, I don't do selections on juveniles, but I'll give you the betting on the first race. The betting being as follows. Here we have number 2, Bella Chica, 5 to 2. Roll with the punches, 28 to 10. Nara, 3 to 1, 5 to 1. Social Image, 12 to 1. Lafol, coming in hard, 14 to 1. Beryl Gray, 33 to 1. Copa Hill, 33 to 1. And 25 to 1. Big 5. Then in the second race, the betting is as follows. Number 2, 4 to 1. Alex the Great, 9 to 2. 13 to 2. Afriel. Mr. Hugo, 7 to 1. Ale Blue, 9 to 1. Rais, 13 to 1. Ramsey, 14 to 1. And 18 to 1, and better the rest. Now, I want to warn you today to be very, very careful. The racing is going to be very competitive, and it's going to be hard to find a winner. That is if they race. Because as you can see, this race is a classified stakes. Class B, average man rating 65, over 1,000 meters. And I really don't like these classified stakes and middle stakes. It is really difficult to spend, to find winners. And that's because the horses are so close to each other, because there's a limit to the merit rating that the horse must have. I think it's 70 if I'm not mistaken. So that brings horses close to each other, and it is very difficult to find winners. I spend double the time I normally spend on a card trying to find the winners. So I would advise caution today. Now here in the first and the second race, my first selection is number 12. Guys, a lot of my selections is based on handicapping today and not so much on form. Obviously on form, but also a lot on handicapping because they are so close. And that is why I spent a lot of time, I had to look at collateral lines and, look at handicapping. And for me, number 12, Afro, is in this race the best handicap horse because it's carrying 54.5, minus 2.5, it's only carrying only 52. This horse has a couple of runs, and after his maiden has run some decent races, you will see that the average male rating in this race is a 65, D65 now. Afrida is running that and maybe a little bit stronger. So based on that, as you can see, he also finished well, fastest 400 to finish. So he comes from behind. And maybe if it's wet today, that might fancy the horses that runs on because the horses that's going to go fast in the beginning, because they will then probably, can fall in a hole because of the going. But at this stage, it's all speculation from my side, so you have to check that. Um, my other outsider selections for this race is numbers 3 and 7. Number 3 is Raisha, also um, relatively well handicapped, and has run against some stronger position in his last 3 races, and even the maiden that he won was a 72 average. So also a bit of a strong maiden because as you can see already there's 9 runners, 2 winners, and the maiden before that, May Queen has won again the other day. 9 runners, 3 winners. Um, so there's a rapid fire, 7 rounds, 1 winner. So this horse has run against some decent opposition. So I think Rais might be a nice each way bet here. My other outsider selection is number 7, which is LA Blue, also a horse that been running there and thereabouts. One is maiden and has been placed. Also in the same race behind Rapid Fire. You can see the late was a bit lame last time out, but can be involved in the finish again today. Yeah, very open field. A lot of horses got chances. Somehow I like the look of number 10, Ramsey. So maybe you want to include that into your play. Number 12, we've got, yeah, so a very open race. Then we move over to race number 3, which is another classified stakes over 2,400 meters. Here the betting is number 2, Ration My Passion 9 to 2. The Sash 5 to 1, So Long Spring 5 to 1, Littlewood 15 to 10, Palace Green 9 to 1, Shabba Ranks 9 to 1, 12 to 1, Smiley River 14 to 1, French Leave, and Longer the rest. Here my first selection again based on handicapping, and that is my first selection is number 5, Smiley River. This was when I made it quite a long time ago, but lately has been running on, as you can see here, fastest 400 to finish closer to Captain Chorus. Captain Chorus after that has won run places and won as well. Was then beaten by the Sash. Now there's a nice turnaround in weights. It might bring him closer. And yeah, this filly, if she runs on, I'm sure she can be involved in a finish. In my outsider selections is number 9, which is So Long Spring. This also has been running on really strongly in his latest races lately. He is getting a minus 2.5. It would certainly help him. And as was just beaten by Shabarans on 2,400 before. They had an against Captain Chorus now in January, down in class, as this is a 63, that was a 75. So definitely a horse that will be running on at the end. And then my other outsider selection is number 11, Western Dance. Yeah, not so well in that handicap, but this horse sometimes can deliver good races and then ran a bad race. Maybe today it's going to deliver a good race because I see it loves the Vaal Classic course, and that might be to his advantage today, number 11, Western Dance. And again, horses, a lot of horses have chances in this race. Russia My Passion, that beat Littlewood 2 runs ago. Um, has had 2 wins on the Classic. Lyle Hewitson on board. He's not riding a lot for Alexander, but he is riding for him today. And yeah, definitely in with a shout. Then we move on to race number 4, which is another classified stakes over 1,400 meters. And Class E average medal rate at 63. Winky. Oh, my dog is now sleeping and he's barking in his sleep. Can you believe that? All right, so race 4, the betting as follows: 33 to 10, Pamusha's Pride, 4 to 1, Plumfield, a Fraud 6 to 1, Rabia the Rebel 8 to 1, Drummer Dude 8 to 1, 10 to 1, Sunjide, Zabajad, and then 18 to 1, and Longer Light Without. So here my first selection is number 11, Plumfield. Yo, this horse is battling to get to the front and stay there. He runs on from so far behind. Last time out over Brave One, he was actually lying a little bit closer than I thought. Today is today, but let's give him another chance. This jockey he's got on today rides well. He ran second to Bimax. Bimax ran in the future over the weekend. And I'm sure Plumfield from this 53.5 will be running on well. And maybe the jockey knows him by now. So number 11, Plumfield gets my vote today, but definitely not a certainty. Then here we have number 6, Drummer Dude, pre-appear straight home. And Drummer Dude has run some nice races. He lost 2 races, so I think definitely a horse to be content, to contend with. And I see, just for record, another Marsfield. And in my other outsider selection is number 8, Light Without. Yeah, this is one of these egg Romeo Francis horses who's now with St. John, and it's amazing how these horses have improved. And I do know that you fancy number 8, Light Without, and Light Without, still a maiden, but it's been running. This is a handicap. So maybe a horse that you want to chuck into the back end of your quartet, because based on that run behind Have a Go Joe, that's not a bad horse. So maybe this horse, a good horse for the back end of your quartets and trifectas. Race number 5, a middle stakes. It's the same as the classified stakes, just a higher, a better type of horse. It's a 1800 and it's a class B, average merit rate at 85. Here we have the favorite 33 to 10, Sell High 5 to 1, Just Kidding 11 to 2, 13 to 2, Nebraska, Master Supreme 7 to 1, 8 to 1, Finchatten, Cash Time 8 to 1, Barack 12 to 1, and 12 to 1, Apollo Robbins, 33 to 1, the rest. And here my selection is number 2, Sell High. Sell High really won well last time out, coming from behind a Pierce Trader on board. He knows the horse well. He's had 3 wins on it. And I think again today in this field, I mean, this horse finished second behind second base, and second base beat a very good field on Saturday, going away, putting the horse was, the jockey was putting his hands down, 100 meters to go, And I do feel that Salai, the Dorisham stable in form, can go in again today. Obviously, my outsider selection is number 5, Nebraska. Lyle Lewis and Sean Terry, very well bred. And I think has been also been running there and thereabouts. Ran behind Salai, has got a little bit of a weight turnaround, can finish closer. Stormy Winter is on a hat trick. Yeah, has won 3 races in a row. I'm just not sure about the 1800 meters. One will have to wait and see. Then my other outsider selection is number 10, which is Just Kidding. Just Kidding also running well, has been placed in higher divisions and can surely make her presence felt here. Has been running some good races, has been running in some good horses here. You see Summer Pudding, now you see me, Rouge Allure, Lily Blue, and I think Just Kidding can definitely be involved in the finish today. Also, a lot of horses with chances. Um, Definitely a very open race. Finchatten is also a horse at 9 years old, still running well, can also run on well and be involved in a finish. So all in all, again, another open race. We then move to race number 6, which is another classified stakes over 1800 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Romeo's Magic, 17 to 10. Undwit 12, 9 to 2, 11 to 2, Fly North. Cool Cabal, 7 to 1, 13 to 1, Burnt Jasper. 15 to 1, Flying First Class. In the game, 20 to 1, Walter Pinnett is 20 to 1, and 25 to 1, and better the rest. So here in race 6, my first selection is number 6, Flying First Class. This horse is really well bred and did win well on a maiden. I don't know what happened behind there's a pride, but I can assure you, based on this breeding, the 1800 meters will suit. And I'm looking for this horse to run a huge race today. And then also number 7, Undetwa, also a horse that I think can improve. Still a 3-year-old as is number 6. So there's a lot of improvement can become. And I think also can run a huge race, can probably fight to finish with number 6. 6 and 7 can fight out a finish. Has also been running against stronger opposition, now a little bit down in class, and has had some decent runs after winning the maiden. So definitely a horse that one needs to include in all your bets. And then here down at the bottom, my outsider selection, number 13, Twice as Special, getting -2.5, only carrying 49. Source has been there and thereabouts, and I think with the 49 on board, can probably be involved in the finish in terms of placings, so do include. We move to race number 7, where we have measured at 80 handicap, 1450, Class C, others measured at 77. The betting as follows. Stone Cold 3 to 1, Bahama Bridge 5 to 1, River Jordan 7 to 1, Wakar 7 to 1, Silver Master 8 to 1, Shortstop 8 to 1, Control 9 to 1, El Romanji 13 to 1, Me Time 18 to 1, Decandent Lady 20 to 1, and Graduate 66 to 1. Here I say when my first selection is number 5, Me Time. We are running here in a C Division 77. Now we can have a look here. You'll see number 1, this horse has run against some decent horses as a juvenile. And then we ran in an 86, and an 88, and 81, and hasn't run over this distance. But the way this horse runs on fastest last 400 slow into stride, I'm sure the 1450 is going to be right up the alley of this number 5, Me Time. Definitely a horse that you need to include in all your bets. For outsider sections, I went for the stable companion number 2, who was lame last time out, but did beat Little Rainier on the Vaal over 1400 meters, and then ran a nice race behind Carla's Dream, also in a little bit higher class last time out, not striding out. So beware of this horse. This is one of those horses who's either win or run unplaced and can easily surprise in this field. My other outsider selection is number 3, Robert Jordan. He also likes the distance. Um, Last time out ran in also in a higher division behind Secrets of Maya. But before that, beat Samurai Jack. And out of that, there's already 2 winners. Before that, ran against Carlos Champ, 3 winners from that race. So you can see this horse has been running against some decent opposition. And definitely we have not had a chance with the Lyle Hewitson and Terry combination. But in this race, there's a lot of horses of chances. Definitely, El Romanji can improve. As I said, with the Sunshine Grey, some of these horses have improved. Maybe include in your larger bets. Number 9, Waka's run a really bad race last time on Turpentine, so I'm not sure whether it's going to run or be scratched. Bahua Breach also won nicely last time out, but I think we'll need a longer distance. Then we move to race number 8, which is another classified stakes over 1450. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is 7, Heart of a Legend 5 to 2, Irrevocable Dream 5 to 1, Bravo 11 to 2, Hottentots Walland 11 to 2, After Hours 9 to 1, 11 to 1, and longer the rest. Here we have it, race number 8. My first selection is number 7. Heart of a Legend has been running on and been there and thereabouts, and maybe today will be the day. Nicely handicapped in this race and sure to go close. My outsider selections is number 4, Kapama, also a horse that has ran against some strong opposition that is facing this race today. This is a 64 and has raced in 81, 71s. And did show a little bit back to form last time out behind Space Market, and I'm looking forward to improvement to continue behind Kapama. I can't put Kapama to improve. And my other outsider selection is a horse that did improve last time out, and I think you can expect more improvement. And that's number 13, Hottentots Holland. Did doing well coming from behind, beating Tide 5. And I think with Jason Gates on board today, can definitely put in a nice effort again and be involved in the finish. But also a very open race, lots of horses have chances. And as I said at the beginning, guys, be careful. Today is not a race day to make money on. There's not one single banker on the card. And if probably the best advice would be to stay away from this card, because this card is not good for punters. But I know you guys are going to try, so just be careful. Don't go too big. I hope I could point you in the direction of a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.